there that you can watch that kind of takes you through everything. This Browse City Information will show you all of the information that's in the system. So you can both get information and you can request service. You can see all of those options here under Browse City Information. And then in the help section, we have various topics that, if you run into any trouble using the site, you can just consult that section, and chances are that what you're looking for can be found right in there. We have a feedback form here. So if you want to find something and you can't find it in Access Wichita, just click on the feedback form and leave us a little note. We even have some emojis here you can use to show your opinion. And that'll come right to my group. We'll take a look at it and talk to the experts and get that information into the system for you. And so Corey said that I'm the mastermind behind the information. I'd love to take credit for that, but I'm not. I do administer the system. I do help get those articles in, but it's our subject matter experts all through the city that get that information to me to get into the system. And they have told me all of the things that are the most looked for information that they have found from citizens. And those are the things that we put here in Access Wichita. Now, you will also find on this page alerts. So we put water outages there, street closures. Here we have a coronavirus updates. If you ever want to know what the latest and greatest is for coronavirus, you can just click on that. I don't know if you are familiar with the new street closure map that we have, but you can just click on the link here to see that. It's just taking a second to load. And then we can see here all of the outages. The yellow indicates partial outages, the red indicate full outages. Here under open requests, you can see all of the requests that people have requested throughout the city. These are all the ones that are currently open that we're working on. And if you want to browse through those, maybe you've seen some graffiti that you want to report. You don't know if it's already reported. You can just look through this list if you want. You can type in graffiti here, if you spell it right. You can look for all of the graffiti articles, and it'll show right here. So, or all of the graffiti service requests. And then we have events and announcements over here on the right-hand side. Little blurb about how to enter a request. And then we have a link here for upcoming events that you can go to. Down at the bottom of the page, we have some other links, and I'll show you one of those here a little bit later. Before I move on, are there any questions about what I've shown you so far?
I just have a quick question, like in the comment section, I guess, or I'm sure y'all are brilliant about how you track it, but like, can you give us any idea of what do people ask the most about, or what do people click on the most? Like, what seems to be the most important to people?
Most important is, well, the service requests are very important. We get a lot of pothole requests, graffiti, trees and limbs down, things like that. And then people just really appreciate, having the information right at their fingertips, literally, actually.
Yeah, that's
Um,
so.
Go ahead.
No, I said that's so awesome that
Oh,
people are able to access our city services and get information so quickly. It's just
yeah,
fascinating to me.
yes, that's our goal. So I'll just show you, I'm just checking my notes here and see if I missed anything. Oh, I was just going to point out that you can use it any time, day or night. You don't have to wait for somebody at City Hall to come to work and answer the phone. Um, so I'll show you an example of an information article first, here, or topic. I'm going to type in chicken. And if you've seen me show Access Wichita before, you've probably seen this example. So I apologize for the redundancy. When I type in chicken, I get two topics here. One is keeping ducks or chickens, and one is just a general keeping animals. Now, if you could go to the wichita.gov site and type in chicken, you'll get tons of information. But if you just want to know real quick what the most looked for thing, you can just come here to Access Wichita. And this is actually the number one request for chickens is, can I keep chickens in my backyard? And this topic tells us that you don't need any special permits for up to 3 chickens. And then after that, there's some permitting and it gives you more information about that. And then you can just read through that. Now, if we go back here and type in chicken again, I'm going to view my results. Maybe that's not what I was looking for. I was really looking, I want to get information on that chicken and pickle restaurant. How did they, what kind of dealings did they have with the city here? So I can, if I didn't find it here, I can just click on this little link down here, search the city website for chicken. And that will take me over to the wichita.gov site, run the search for me, and I can see it right here. Here's an economic development article on chicken and pickle. Maybe that's what I'm looking for. Here's some more information on it. So while Access Wichita shows you the most frequently asked things, you'll probably find your results there quickest. You can take a deep dive into wichita.gov from Access Wichita if you want to. Maybe you want to know information about parking in the city. Here are all the topics we have for parking. Accessible parking, Century 2 parking. We even have parking lot information for the airport. I think a lot of people don't even realize that the airport is part of the city of Wichita government. Okay. And if you go here to browse city information, you'll see there's all kinds of information in here. And if you ever want to just know what's in here, you can just browse through this. Any questions on looking up information here?
I think the browse city information is the most valuable part of this. There's literally a couple hundred different categories, and it helps you see all the different things that the city does. It's very informative just to go through there. And it's easy to get into things like maps. Going to GIS is hard to deal with. Going to Access Wichita, you can see the different maps quickly.
Thank you, Lonnie. That's right. And we're going to be updating that feature too, so that you can see it by categories as well as just scrolling through. So I'm excited about that coming up. Okay, so I will show you how to enter a service request now. And we'll just use the example of pothole. So I'll type in pothole here. I've got 2 topics to pick from. One if it's in a bike lane, and one if it's in a street or bike path. I'll select that one. And then I just have the one topic, and I'll click on pothole report. So here's my form. Now, this is what it looks like if you use it on a desktop. If you're using a desktop device, you can either type in the address, and it'll pop up here some suggestions. So we'll just select that one. And it shows us on the map where that is. But let's say you don't really know the address, but you know the intersection. So you can move the pin drop here anywhere in the map, and it will populate that address in for you. This is one of the features I really love about Access Wichita. Maybe it's right out, whatever you're going to report here is right outside the Y. Somebody's illegally dumped a bunch of trash there. You want to report that. But let's say you're on a mobile device, and I'm hoping you can still see my screen now. This is what it's going to look like when you're using your mobile device. And you can say, use my location. It'll pick up the current location wherever you're at. You don't have to know the address. You don't even have to know the intersection or the street names. So I've just clicked on use my location. Now, this is not correct because I'm using a desktop device, and that's probably where it's pinging off of or something. But you get the idea there. Now, also, if you're on your mobile device, you can select get location from photo. And if you're on this computer, it came right up to my photos. But if you're on a mobile device, you can it'll give you a choice to either pick a photo that you've already taken, or you can pick a photo, you can take a photo. If you take the photo, it picks up your location and it attaches the photo to the service request. So you don't have to do that as an extra step or anything. So I'll just show you. I'm going to select my photo. And see, I'm getting the same address because I'm not on a mobile device. I'm on a desktop. But if you were on a mobile device, it would populate in the photo, the address from the photo that you took. So let's say you're driving around the city, you see something that needs to be reported. You don't have to, take the time to put the service request in. Then you can snap a picture of whatever it is. As long as you have location services turned on for your photos, when you snap that picture, it will save that, on your device. When you get home or when you get to a place where you're stopped and you can take the time to do it, you can just enter the request in and select that photo. It'll automatically populate in your location.
When does that request go to the street crew?
Immediately. Now, the street crew, if it's on the weekend, it may not be worked until somebody is there, unless it's something hazardous. Now, if it's hazardous, I would say don't put it in Access Wichita, call 911, right? This is a non-emergency system. So, but if it's a tree limb that's in the parking or the right of, you're in front of your house or something that needs to be taken care of, it might not be immediately that they would come out, but this ticket would go into their ticketing system immediately. It's got a direct connection to that system. Does that answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. So I've got my address here. I can add that shows me on the map where I'm at or where the address is for the service request. And I'm going to say there, we've just put a quick description in. It does not have to be, detailed. We would like all relevant details, but you don't have to put, a big paragraph in here. Pothole on southeast corner. Could be as simple as that. And if you've got the photo, they can see what it looks like. And you can see here, it shows me I have attached my photo. I don't have to do that separately. And then we have some contact information fields here. Now, you don't have to put contact information. You can select this don't contact me box and you can submit anonymously. However, oftentimes we need follow-up information. Maybe they go out and they can't find what it was that you reported. It's good to have contact information in there so they can contact you if they have any questions. Also, if you put in contact information for either email or text, and after you put your phone number in here, you have an option to either, if you say you can call me, then we can call you with questions. And if you say you can text me, then you will receive updates on your phone. You'll receive an update showing that the service request was opened. And then you'll also receive an update when it's closed. So you'll know when that's been taken care of. If you enter contact information, you do have to at least put a first name. And then you click the I'm not a robot box and submit your request. Now, I'm not going to submit this request because I don't want to send some poor soul out to Wabash Street to fix something, fix a pothole that doesn't exist. So, but when you click submit, you will get a screen that shows you a number, and that's your ticket number or service request number. You can either, you don't have to jot that down. If you want to, you can. If you've put contact information, you'll have it right there in your email or your phone. And I'm just going to make my screen bigger here again. And I'm going to go back home here. Now, let's say you want to use that feature, the location, but you don't have location services turned on in your phone and you don't know how to do it. You can come here to help and scroll down here, and you can use how to allow automatic addresses on service requests. And this will give you information how to do that on your mobile device. There's instructions both for iOS and for Android. And you can also, Access Wichita is a site, it's not a separate app, so you don't have to store it on your phone. You don't have to use up space on your phone to store that app, but you can use it just like an app by adding it to your home page. And there are instructions here also for doing that. Add Access Wichita to your phone or tablet home screen, and it will take you through step by step how to do that. And then it just looks like an app. See, right there's the icon, just looks like an app on your phone. And you just tap on that and you come to the screen, the home screen for Access Wichita. So are there any questions on entering a service request that I can answer?
Linda, I am so impressed about the quality of the service in there. It's actually new to me. How long has this been worked on? Because this is an enormous amount of data access gathered in a very efficient way. I'm very proud of you.
Thank you so much. That is wonderful to hear. And we do have some enhancements that are coming too. What we're very soon, knock wood, we will be adding a button here that you can just click on for your service requests. And then you just get a listing of all the service requests, and then you can just click on the one you want instead of having to type in, any words. And in that way, it's going to be a little bit more like Wichita Report. I don't know if you're familiar with that. So we do have some ease of use enhancements coming. But yeah, I'm tremendously proud of what we've put together here too.
But how long have you actually been working on this?
It's been live for just a little over a year now. We worked on it for a couple of years to get it just where we wanted it, because we didn't want to put out something, half-baked. So yeah, we're very proud.
And Linda, I think I remember it's been a bit, but when Mr. Layton, our great city manager, was telling us about it, that there was a significant cost savings because of you and the great team that was working on this, that if we would have outsourced this to like a vendor to develop this, it would have been a significant cost increase to the taxpayers. Do you have any information on that as well? Not just the great time speed that had happened, but also the savings to the city?
Yes, well, I don't know the exact savings. I came on board after they had done all of the information gathering for it. But I do know that our system does almost everything that major, much larger cities systems do. I attended a 311 conference where the city of Chicago presented their system, and they spent many millions of dollars on their system, and ours does pretty much everything that theirs does. So I'm really happy about that. And another thing, we have, since we've developed this in-house, we have our own developers. We can add things to it specifically for the city of Wichita. We can be very responsive to citizen requests for what they want to see in this system. We don't have to wait for some other company for software development. So. And I'll just show you real quick. Do I have any questions before? I want to show you just a couple more things if we have time. I don't know, Corey, what time do we need to wrap up?
Oh, this is supposed to go until about 9:30.
Okay, great. So I think I saw that Lonnie was trying to speak. Lonnie, did you have a question?
If we report a street light out, does that go to Public Works or to Evergy?
The street light goes to Evergy because they handle almost all of the street lights. But if you open that for Evergy and it's a city light, they will contact the city and have them take care of it.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. So you don't, now all of these things that I've shown you, I have not signed into the system. I have not logged in or anything. But you do have a few extra perks if you create an account and sign in. So I'm going to go ahead and show you. Here you can create an account. You just enter your information, your contact information. If you want, you don't have to. And of course, it requires a password. And I'm just going to show you if I sign in here. Okay, so you'll see I have a little bit different screen here, but I still have the same basic options. I have my menu across the top, my search bar. I still have alerts and events and announcements. But now here under requests, I'm seeing my personal requests that I have entered. Here's a test one that I had put in some time ago. I can see the status that it's been closed. Now, when you're not signed in and you're on that home page, you see all the service requests that are open. You don't see any that are closed. So if you're signed in and you create your service request, then later, when it's closed, even if it's, a year later, you can come here and you can still see your request. And then you can see details here for the request. And you will also see a little bit more details on this screen than you would see on the front screen. You would have comments down here that you can see that other people can't see. Only you can see it because it's your service request. And then the other advantage to being signed in when you make your service request is it automatically populates in your contact information. You don't have to enter that every time. So if I go back to my pothole example, you see here, it's already populated in my phone number. I guess in my test, I said don't contact me, but if I had had my email address in my account information, then it would show my email address here too, and save my preferences. So I think that's a really valuable thing too to have. Now, let's say you're maybe you're someone who people come to in your neighborhood. If you're a leader in your neighborhood and people ask you to contact the city for them, you could have your account, you could be signed in under your account, but you could put in their contact details on the service request. And then the city would contact them if they needed to, and they would receive the updates on the service request. But since you were logged in when you made the service request, you can still come here to that screen and still have a record of all those requests. And to get back to that screen, if you're on the home page, you just click here on My Access, and that's your page, your personal page. Does anybody have any questions about that section? No? Okay. And I just wanted to show you one more thing. If you come down here to the bottom of the screen, under additional links, we have Contact Us. Now you can contact us by phone if it's during our hours that we have people answering the phones, and if you're on a mobile device, you can just click on that phone icon and it'll dial us. Of course, if you're on a desktop device, you could probably use Skype to do that. If you click on the phone, you have to have it set up that way. But you just call the number too. And if you're wondering, well, we're closed right now, what are our hours? Then they display right down here. And you can also send us an email just by clicking on this email icon here. That'll open up an email that goes right to Access Wichita, and somebody will answer your email. So maybe you wanted to report something, but you couldn't find a service request in the system for that. So you can just click on this, send us an email, put in your information there, and then somebody will pick that up from the Access Wichita team and get that to the right person to work that problem for you. So if you'd like, we have a little more time. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them. If you want to play Stump the Host, you can throw out stuff to me and I'll see if we have it here in Access Wichita.
I do have a question. If you are not signed in and you don't opt in to receive text message notifications, is there any other way to track the progress of something you report, a service request you report? Like, let's say I don't sign in to an account and I post a pothole. Is there any other way to follow up on what's being done about it?
Well, if you just want to see whether it's opened still or if it's been closed, worked and closed, you could check here in their open requests and see if it still displays. Otherwise, you probably need to contact us and have us look it up for you.
Okay, so that is an option then. People can find a contact us number, give it a call and ask, hey,
Yeah.
I reported this. Can you let me know what's happening?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, that's excellent.
Yes, our goal with this is to have people interact with the city the fastest way, the easiest way.
Linda, can you remind me when this launched and then approximately how many people in the community have utilized it since?
Well, we launched July 8 of last year. Gosh, I know by the end of the year, we had over 400,000 views on articles, and I'm not sure what that's up to right now.
Oh my gosh, 400,000
views. Yeah. And I'm sure, and I think when I checked back in July, it was double that, because I looked at some, year totals, and I can't remember what all those were right off the top of my head. But yeah, and we've had, hundreds of service requests, and people really appreciate, not having to call in, and they can just put it straight in and get their problem worked. Yeah.
That's awesome.
I tried to use my iPhone to just go on as an app, get Access Wichita. I get Access Wichita Falls.
Okay.
It's the only option.
Okay, if you look at the top of the screen here, you'll see the address. So if you'll just type in, if you open Safari or Chrome, whatever your browser is on your phone, and go to access.wichita.gov.
What I did is I used my usual search, on iOS. And I'm just going to make a comment that somebody who goes and search for Access Wichita, either with one word or in 2 words, you look at Wichita Falls.
Yeah, we need to get more people to search for it so we get higher up there in the.
Does that automatically then go up later? Because it should give you any options, but they didn't even give it a second chance.
That's funny. Google has a really strange way of how they display results, and it differs by person and by the way they use their devices. When I search for Access Wichita, all one word, I do get it, but that may be because I've already gone to Access Wichita.
What are you searching on your phone?
Yeah, or on my desktop, either way.
Well, see, I tried to because I want to put it on my phone right away, and I have an iPhone, old version 6. So
Okay.
maybe because it's old, but I used just the Apple search, and it didn't give it up. But
Okay.
it gives you the other one. So just some information.
Thank you. Well, I'll look into that. I'll ask my Google guy experts in IT and see if there is a way for us to scooch that up. I don't know if there is, but thank you for that feedback. I'll definitely look into it.
Sure.
So if you want to add it to your phone, now you can just open your browser like you did, and then instead of just typing Access Wichita, type in you can either type in access.wichita.gov. You can also get there by typing Access Wichita, all one word, and then a .com. Both of those will get you to the site.
Just one second. Folks, I'm really sorry. I have to step off, but I hope you continue this conversation. And Linda, thank you so much for all you do for the city and for this great presentation this morning. And Corey, thanks for getting everything set up for us today. Okay.
Thank you for having me.
No, and you don't have to end. I just have to go get my dad. I appreciate y'all and have a great day. Take care.
Vicky, our thoughts goes to you.
Linda, I have a question. Is there, and I was going to check this for myself, not signed in, but is there a way to like see what the city ordinances are for a specific subject on Access Wichita? I know that if I wanted to look up city ordinances on wichita.gov, it can be a little overwhelming.
You know, we are working on that. Right now, the articles just link over to wichita.gov and you end up with the same issue. So I'm still exploring how we can do that here which now I will say, if you're looking for an ordinance that's in the city code, then if you go to just this top one that pops up under ordinance, City of Wichita Code of Ordinances, and click on that link, it does take you to the site where you can do a word search and find an ordinance. So maybe I want to know about signs. Where can I put a sign on my property that's, legal? So I could come here and look at the temporary signs ordinance. If it is an ordinance that has been adopted that's not part of the code, you do still need to search for that in wichita.gov. But I'm working with the city clerk's office to try to find a better way of doing that.
Thank you. So I have a question about the like work orders you can report or request outside of just potholes.
Mm-hmm.
Is there are there categories? Does someone need to know?
Well, right now it's all driven by your keyword search. So let's say you want to put in a request for illegal dumping. You could just type in the word dumping and you'll see here, report illegal dumping. There's also a special one for report illegal dumping in a city park. So you do have to type in the word right now. Now we are working on an enhancement where we'll have a button right here that says, enter a service request. Once you click on that button, then you will see categories and all of the service requests that we currently have available to pick from. But for right now, you do have to type in the keyword. And, we're adding service requests all the time for things that come up that, if someone wants to report something. Really, we've got so many in there, all the common ones. So just about anything someone types in usually comes up with an option for the request. You can also see those in the Browse City information, but they're all mixed in together. So you'll see both information. It's just alphabetical.
If there's anyone watching on Facebook Live right now, feel free to comment any questions you have on this video. We have gotten a couple of comments.
I didn't know we were on Facebook Live. I didn't have it come up. It is also on Facebook Live?
It is right now. Yeah, I didn't start at the beginning of the meeting. It took me a little time to get it going, but yes, it's on Facebook Live right now on the District 2 page. Lonnie, you're cutting out. Will you say that again?
Thank you.
Okay, gotcha. And you're welcome.
Councilmember Paycom's preference.
Yeah, I saw that one. Talking to it. Linda, one thing I know that's kind of interesting for me to do is just kind of read the reports on Access Wichita to see what people have reported. I don't know why, but it seems oddly interesting just to see what other people are reporting in what areas of town.
Yeah, it is.
Are there any, I don't know, funny and interesting ones that stick out in your mind that you can remember?
Oh, not really. I will say some of the graffiti ones have been very interesting. And there's some graffiti that people might not feel comfortable calling and talking about to somebody live, and they can just enter it here in Access Wichita, and they don't have to do that. That's really about all I can think of right off the top. There, it's mostly things that are just everyday stuff that happens, and it's a pain to deal with. And since they can just put it in here, they can just type a few items and then they're done with it, and the city can handle it from there. So yeah. That's a good question. I'm going to have to go back and try to call some of those out if I can.
Oh, we just had a phone number join. I'm wondering if they will have a question for us. Any other questions from those in the meeting already?
I'm just going to end up and tell Linda I tried again and again here, and accessing through the Apple system for apps. You say Wichita and you get to the Wichita report. If you say Access Wichita, you only get the other one. You don't get ours.
Right.
So,
right.
So we should be there, because there's a
right.
lot of iPhones out that will just put that ad on.
Okay, I'm glad you asked that, because I do need to explain Access Wichita is not an app, so you will not find it in the App Store. Right? You can run it just like an app.
I
And you,
misunderstood that. I thought you said an app in there.
yeah,
Okay.
no. Yeah, so no, so I am glad you brought that up because that probably a lot of people are thinking that. No, it is not an app, but you can run it just like an app. And the way you do that, I'm going to just pull up the help items here and go down to cancel search. Add Access Wichita to your phone or tablet home screen. When you do that, it's just like an app. You just tap on it and it takes you in. So you're on an iOS device, right? So open your browser and then go to access.wichita.gov. So do you use Safari on your phone?
I didn't catch that.
Do you use Safari on your iPhone?
That and others, but I can use
Okay.
Safari.
Okay, so using either Chrome or Safari, open one of those. And then type in the search bar, access.wichita.gov.
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay.
I understand now because I was just
Okay.
looking for the app in there since you had mentioned that, but I misunderstood that it wasn't a true app. It was just an access button.
Right. And then once you're in there, all you have to do is tap that little icon on the bottom of the screen that you tap on to share and stuff.
Just
And
store
then,
that little address in there. Yep.
yeah, and add to home screen. Well, you don't have to bookmark it. You can scroll over and choose that icon, add to home screen. And that actually puts the icon on your screen on your iPhone, and then you can just tap on it like an app.
You have spent the years very, very well.
Thank you. That is wonderful to hear. I love that feedback. You know, and I would just encourage anybody to use this feedback to send us any feedback, good or bad. You know, we welcome the bad too because we want to fix any issues that people are having. I will just say, if you type a question into this comment section, please add some contact information so that we can answer your question, so we can contact you and answer your question. It doesn't have to be a phone call. You can just say, you know, text me at and the number, because I have had people ask questions in here, and unfortunately we don't know who they are or to have any contact information, so we can't contact them. So yeah, I do encourage that and welcome that feedback. Thank you. So just some other items here in the help area. We have how to create your account and sign in, how to search for information, how to report a problem, how to find your requests in Access Wichita, how to reset your password. Siri's talking to me. How to reset your password if you need to. I've got that one open for some reason. Oh, how to contact us if you need to. Add Access Wichita. Request a service and report a problem. They're really the same way, but I just have those in there separately so that because if it's worded a certain way, then you may not find it. So you have it in there twice so you can find it easily. How to change your account information. Maybe you've got a new email address that'll tell you how to do that. We looked at how to allow addresses. So if you need to know how to turn on location services for your photos, you can find that there. How to search for your service request. Now, you cannot cancel a service request currently in Access Wichita. Maybe you thought I don't know, maybe the pothole magically healed itself. I don't know. But say you want to cancel a service request, you do need to contact us directly and we'll cancel it for you at this stage. And when you're searching in articles, so let's say I pull up this park locations and amenities interactive map. And I'll just put a plug in for that too. This is a great interactive map that Parks has added. Don't have them on this topic. A lot of the topics will have additional links at the bottom of the topic so if you're interested in more information about whatever it was that you searched for, oftentimes there'll be additional links there. Let me just click on this Parks locator real quick and show that to you. This is something new that was added this year. This is an interactive map. It shows you all of the parks that we have here in Wichita. If you click on one, it will tell you the name, where it's, what the address is, the hours of operation. You'll see a little photo here. Any photos that we have of the park will show up there. But what's really exciting, I think, is this little filter up here. So you can filter this map by all of these different ways. If you hover over these little icons, you'll see what they do. But I'm just going to select that filter. And you see, these are all the amenities that you can find in parks. Maybe I want to see all the parks that have a bike path. So I can just click on that bike path and it'll show me the parks that actually have those. Maybe I want a nature trail and brings me to Chisholm Creek Park here. But that's a really cool thing that you can get to through Access Wichita. You can also get to it on the wichita.gov site. But maybe you don't know how to navigate to that on the wichita.gov site. You can just come right to Access Wichita, type in parks, and you'll get that article pulled up. And this topic just gives you a little more information about how to use that map, different things that you can do in that map.
You have the statues on now?
I don't think we have those added yet. Let me look. But I know the person who could add those, so I will definitely put a request in for that. That's a great suggestion.
Yeah, that would be interesting to know.
Let me see here.
And Linda, we did get a question on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
Someone watching would like to know if the mobile site is accessible for people with visual impairments.
With visual impairments, it is all text-based, all of the articles. So if you have a reader that reads text, then you should have no problems using the site. We also, any videos that we have embedded in the site has closed captioning for any hearing impaired users.
All right, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have other questions? Oh, sorry, actually, you were looking for...
I didn't find the keeper statues, no. But I know just the person to contact to get those added.
That would be popular right now. I had another question. When you show the list of for the filters, can those be alphabetized?
I can ask. I don't see why not.
It's always helpful when I look for a list that I can click on top and get it in alphabetic order, because then I can find the one I want instead of going through the whole list.
Right, yeah. I don't know how it's currently ordered, but I'll find that out and I'll ask about the alphabetizing. Great.
When I look at a list like that, there's probably one alphabetized. And the other thing, and that might be interesting, is the age of access or changes that have happened to the things that you're filtering for. How old was that change or entry in the list? Is it a new thing? Is it when we want just the new things? How do we find those?
Oh yeah, what are the new items? Yeah. I'm just making a note here. Those are great suggestions. Let's see, I'm just looking at my notes here to see if there was anything else I was going to show you that I missed. I don't think there is.
I know we're nearing a time boundary. Are there any other questions that anyone else had? Anyone that has joined us on the meeting? I see we have a couple phone numbers. I see our DAB2 member Chris joined us as well. Any other questions anyone has for Linda?
No, I thought it was very interesting. Thank you.
Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to show Access Wichita. I always love to do that. So if any of you are involved in groups that you think might be interested in seeing an Access Wichita presentation, just shoot me some feedback there in the feedback form and give me some contact information. I'll be happy to arrange something for you.
And Corey, hearing about the parent issue that she mentioned, send her our greetings and blessings.
I will do that. Yes, I will do that. Linda, I also have made this comment before, but a significant amount of what I do for my job is something that people can now just use Access Wichita for. So I'm not sure if I should be concerned about my job or
No way.
have another route to accomplish what they need to accomplish.
No, we will always need you, Corey.
Now, that's a good question now, Corey. Maybe you should be mastering the Area 2 special portion of the whole thing.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that, Steen?
I was just saying maybe he should be involved in the Region 2 subsection of the whole thing. So we don't go to look for the whole city, we look for ourselves, and that's Corey's.
Ah,
That's
okay.
right. Yeah, good idea. Job security. Other questions for Linda about Access Wichita?
And if people do think of questions later after the presentation, they can come in here to Access Wichita and go to that feedback button. Just make sure to include some contact information.
Just looking to see if anyone's unmuting themselves in preparation to ask a question. You can always drop a question on this video that I can forward to Linda and get an answer back to you, or reach out to me. My information is always available on the District 2 webpage on wichita.gov. cbukta at wichita.gov as well. Linda, thank you so much. And one last chance for questions. If anyone has one, feel free to interrupt me now. But thank you so much for agreeing to present this morning, Linda. Again, Access Wichita just can do so much, and it's great when more people find out about it and start using it. You know, everyone I know who's ever used it, they just have great things to say about it. So, and if they don't, again, please give that feedback as well. We have the ability to make it better. So again, thank you so much. And everyone who's attending and watching on Facebook, thank you for being here. Let us know what you thought about this virtual meeting. If we need to do more before we can meet in person, we'd like to be able to do that. So again, thanks so much, and everyone have a great great rest of your weekend.
Thank you. It's wonderful to hear from everybody.